back. Yes, kerosene was the word mix solution. Well, David, I'm always fascinated by wildlife, and so I love it when you do words to do with wildlife, and that's what you got today.
These are three animals that most people would think have indigenous origins in terms of their name, but not so. In fact, the first is dugong, those flippant herbivores that sort of lays about our northern waters.
That perhaps early seafarers thought were mermaids.
Aha, you're on the money. The Malaysian word is dugong for what it is, but there is also a close link with that word in Malaysian language for mermaid as well, because of they seem so human-like in the way they lazed around. Now, the other is cockatoo. Again, most people would think that would come from a native language. It's a Malaysian word that is imitative of that bird's sound, kakatua. And the other is cassowary, which, again, a Malaysian word. Clearly a lot of Malaysian trade going on in northern Australia that has given us these three words. And also casuarina, the she-oak with those sort of needle-like leaves, is also derived through the cassowary link because of its shaggy look. So, in fact, we have four native species, three animals and a tree, that all are derived from the Malaysian language.
Fascinating tie-in, and not one you would have expected.
No, quite counterintuitive.
Yeah, thank you, David. Let's have a look at the scores, and Naween very strong at this point on 23 as we go into our next letter game. And this time, Paul, what would you like?
Lily, could I have a consonant, please?
You can, thank you, Paul. Starting with a C.
A second consonant?
M.
A third consonant?
S.
And another one?
P.
A vowel?
O.
A vowel?
I thought I heard
E.
somebody. It was you
A
following me.
vowel?
So much for a hiding comb.
I'll go for a vowel, thanks.
U.
And a consonant, please.
And finally, G.
Paul mixing up the patterns of choice. Here's the clock.
Hey, slow down. A little kid. Buddy, it was you following me.
Paul, how did you go?
I got 6 letters.
6 for you, Naween.
6 as well.
What was your 6, Naween?
Campus.
Campus?
As was mine.
Oh, in fact, if you'd like to verify, thank you. So, both people on campus at the moment.
On campus and reading from the same book. It was actually quite a difficult mix, and I could only find one better with pomaces. P-O-M-A-C-E-S, and pomace is an apple fruity pulp that often is the residue from cider.
All right, thank you, David. So, 6 each for Naween and Paul. I think we should keep on making the words, and Naween, you've been very consistent with your letter choice, consonants and vowels. Are you going to stick with it again?
Yeah, I'll play it safe, I think. Hi, Lily. Could I get a vowel, please?
You can, thank you, Naween. I.
Another vowel.
E.
And another.
Another I.
And another, please.
Another E.
Could I get a consonant, please?
You may. D.
Another consonant.
R.
And another.
T.
Another consonant, please.
N.
And another vowel.
Oh,
Oh,
throwing me off there. O, finally.
always a man of surprises. 30 seconds. Well, Naween, that radical variation with the last vowel, did it come good for you? How did you go?
I think I've got a 9, Richard.
We love it when you try a 9. Well, let's just hold that for just a moment. Paul?
Only 7 for me, thanks, Richard.
What was your 7?
Trident.
Ah, yes, Neptune's favourite fork.
Yes, indeed.
But Naween, what was your 9?
I'm going to go for re-edition.
Re-edition. Very nice indeed. We always love it when we hear a 9, don't we? I think that's very exciting, David.
Always a great way to start the week.
Well,
and,
we've sometimes been a little uncertain about re and then a word because it's not always accepted as a complete word in the dictionary. So the suspense is building.
Yes, it is always risky going for the re as a possible prefix because of its. It can be quite promiscuous, if you like. It's not in as a block entry, nor is it in as a principal entry, which means, unfortunately, Naween, I can't allow it. So that takes us back to Trident, and unfortunately, Paul, there's only a single T. So a rare case of neither contestant scoring for this round. And I would have thought after that abrupt start, Naween, you would have been oriented by now. A possible 8. O-R-I-E-N-T-E-D.
So unfortunately, no scores there. Paul is still on 6, Naween on 29. Well, let's see if we can manage better scoring success with some numbers this time. Paul, would you select some for us, please?
Thank you, Richard. Lily, could I have 2 large and 4 small numbers, please?
2 large and 4 small. Thank you, Paul. And starting with the smalls, 1, 2, 9, and another 2. And the 2 large, 50 and 100. And the target to reach is 536.
Thank you, Lily. Here's the clock.
Hey, slow down. Tonight.
Well, how close, Paul?
Not very close at all, Richard.
Not very
Only
close at all.
5:49.
Okay, Naween?
Yeah, I was far from it.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, judging by what I saw to be your body language, Lily, I think you took 5 seconds to solve that. I was watching you as you were looking at the board. Are you there?
I am there and I can talk you through
Show
it.
us how you did it.
Now, 100 plus the
What's
9
this?
gives you 109. By 2 is 218. Now, if you add the 50, that's 268. And that by the 2 gives you 536.
Beautifully done. And she took 5 seconds to do it. That is a brain working at high speed. But unfortunately, no scores for Paul and Naween that time around. Paul's on 6, Naween's on 29. As we go into our next break, and that means another word mix for you, this time it's bunk trap. And the clue, empty pockets. Back very shortly.